I am Mayuk Chatterjee. I work as the Regional Field Program Manager for Mainland Asia at Chester Zoo, and before this I was working in India with the Wildlife Trust of India, and so have been instrumental in building some of the projects that we have in India. So the Terai Tiger Project is based in northern India in the state of Uttar Pradesh. It's been running for nearly a decade now. Human-wildlife conflict is one of the predominant reasons for species decline across much of the range, and because human-wildlife conflict leads to deaths of animals in large numbers, it's very important that this conflict be mitigated. In the Terai landscape, it's very unique because you have these really patchy forests and the remaining space is covered with really tall sugarcane crop. It's very akin to a natural grassland for a tiger or leopard. So you have a lot of these tigers and leopards living in the sugarcane fields. People end up bumping into these animals who are in the sugarcane plantations, and there are a lot of accidental encounters. In self-defense, they will attack and they end up killing or injuring a lot of people. In most conflict situations involving tigers and leopards, what usually happens in India is very quickly a large gathering will amass, and more than often what happens is they get aggressive and they turn into a mob, leading to a lot of injuries amongst the crowd itself, as well as very often the animal dies. And so the primary goal is to ameliorate the whole situation before it turns into a frenzied mob. And once that is achieved, pretty much 90% of the conflict situation has been resolved. So once you remove people, the animal itself is in a petrified situation amidst thousands of people. So once you've removed people, animal more often than not, they just move away from there. Beyond that, what the team also does is they monitor the animal, and that movement information is then taken back to the people, and that really again helps to reduce the chances of accidental encounters. And on the third level is basically spreading awareness amongst local people, especially the youth, so that over a longer term a more aware and sensitive population arises, which is more conducive to conservation activities as this. Very honestly, conflict is never going to end, but also very honestly, there is a very large sense of coexistence in India, which is very unique. So despite a lot of losses that humans incur in terms of lives or livelihoods, and people also end up in a number of instances killing the animals responsible, but on a larger note, people do not want tigers to be gone forever. So there is a certain sense of love and awe and reverence for these animals in the larger ethos of the country. So I think going forward, the project aims at preserving that and bettering that, and because that ethos exists, I think therefore it looks very promising that the species can thrive despite a certain level of conflict still occurring.